Hi everybody, I hope you all are doing great. So this is going to be the second lecture of the n8n course, and in this video I am going to show you how you can set up RAG with the vector database. I will also going to show you a very simple RAG setup that you can do without using vector database, and I will do it with the API assistant. I will show it to you everything in this video, and I know this is the second video of the n8n course, and I am uploading this video after a very long time. So please pardon me for that. The next video for this n8n course will be going to live soon in this channel. So just stay connected with this channel, and I will make sure to create more videos on the n8n related to different topics. The coming videos on the n8n course will be very helpful, very valuable, and very knowledgeable for you. And I'm also preparing some more masterclass and some more courses videos on the different AI tools like Retail AI, Vapi, Relevance AI, Make.com, VoiceFlow, Agent, and there are many more. Okay, so just stay connected with me, and if you get any questions, if you have any queries, if you want any help from me, then join my Discord server. I have attached my Discord server link in this video, so just go and join that channel, and if you get any issue, just tag me on that Discord channel and just write your queries. I will respond to your query within 24 to 48 hours. So now, without any further ado, let's get into the RAG setup, and let's learn what is RAG, what a vector database, how we can set up the RAG into n8n, and everything from scratch. Okay, so just stay connected till the last of the video. Okay, so now without any further ado, let's get into the computer screen. Okay guys, so now as you can see, I have created a simple dashboard with the eraser, and now let me walk you through this RAG and vector database one by one. So let me first show you the RAG setup that I have created in n8n. So this is a setup that I have created. These are the two setup. This one is basically the simple workflow that I have created, and this will split your documents into the smaller parts, and it will send the embeddings into the OpenAI and store them in Pinecone vector database. So you are not able to understand that embeddings Pinecone, but don't worry, I will show you everything. And this is the second database. This is the main one. This is our RAG setup with the vector database. Okay, and the bonus RAG setup that I'm going to show you without any vector database. You don't need to use any vector database. You just need to use the assistant, OpenAI assistant, and from use of that OpenAI assistant, you can able to create a RAG setup. So now let me show it to you in n8n that what I have created so far. So this is the workflow that I've created for uploading PDF into the Pinecone vector database, and this is the whole setup of the RAG, and this is the bonus one that I have created for you. I will build this two RAG setup for you. These two are considered as one RAG setup, and this is one. So totally it will gonna two RAG setup. Okay, so now let me just discuss what is RAG and what a vector database, and then we head towards building of the RAG setup from scratch. Okay, so now let's see what is RAG database. So let me just select that pen one. Let me change the color. Let me select this purple. Okay, now let's see what is RAG. So the simple abbreviation of the RAG is Retrieval-Augmented Generation. Okay, it's an AI technique that enhances the output of LLMs, or you can say large language models, by incorporating external knowledge bases before generating a response. Okay, so just understand it like that. So whenever you are creating AI agent from n8n, you are just giving that AI agent a simple prompt that this is your role, this is your goal, and this is your objective, and you also write some of the examples that these are the way that you need to answer the user queries. Okay, so whenever someone asks that LLM, that AI agent, that hey, could you please let me know the address of this company. So let's suppose if you are making the AI agent, AI automation for any restaurant, and you are performing the query to asking the address of that restaurant, then the normal AI agent will not able to answer that query because they didn't have the knowledge base, they didn't have the database, they didn't have all the information of that restaurant. So for getting the address and for getting whole bunch of information of that restaurant, we are using RAG. Okay, so basically we create a database, and in that database we're gonna store all the information of our restaurant. Okay, like the name of the restaurant, the timing when our restaurant are open, when it closed, the address of that restaurant, the different menus, the prices of the different items they have in their menu, and all of different stuff. Okay, so for retrieving that information we are using RAG. Okay, So it's just a simple definition, or you can say it's just a simple overall walkthrough of this RAG. Now let's talk about retrieval. Okay, so now let's split this three things: retrieval, augmented, and generation. So let's see what these three things are. So retrieval is basically uses search algorithm to retrieve information from external data source like database, web pages, or knowledge base. Okay, so it basically retrieve the data that you have asked, that what is the address of this restaurant. Let's say it's Advait restaurant. So if user will perform a query that what is the address of the Advait restaurant, then this retrieval will uses a search algorithm to retrieve the information from the external data, that is our database, and this will get into our external data source, find that information, and then it will send it to the augmentation. And now this augmentation will retrieve the information and integrate it into the LLM, and then supplement it pre-existing training data. Okay, so the main work of augmentation is it will get the data from the retrieval, and it will supplement it with the user query, and then it will send it to the generation, and the generation will use LLM, and generation will prepare a final response that will be shown to the users. Okay, so basically it will search for the data, it will combine your knowledge based data and the user query response, and this generation will prepare a final output, or you can say a final answer for the front end, and it will send you the information that the address of the restaurant is this one. Okay, so this is a simple work of RAG. RAG is nothing but it is the AI agent with some extra bit of knowledge, and that knowledge is the information of our company or of our agency, or it could be anything. Okay, now let's learn about the vector database. Okay, so this vector database is the collection of your knowledge bases. Okay, it could be PDF, docs, as I have just told, it could be anything. Okay, so this is the collection of everything, but this is not a simple database, this is a vector database. So let's learn what is vector database. So vector database is a specialized database that stores and manages data represented as high dimensional vector, which are essentially numerical representation of data points. Okay, so this vector database will store data into the numerical representation like 1 2 3 something like that. Okay, I will show it to you what are the numerical representation of the data that it will gonna store into their databases. So this database uses the vector, or you can say the high dimensional vectors, to store the data. Okay, these databases are designed for efficient storage, indexing, and retrieval of data based on similarity, making them well suited for machine learning or AI applications. Okay, so this vector database is very perfect for the machine learning and for the AI application to interact with that. It stores the data that was easily understood by the machines. Okay, and that data is in embeddings. Embeddings is what? Numerical representation of data that uses to give the context of the words of the sentences, and it will also show the relationship between them. Okay, so now let's talk about that. This is basically the vector database representation, and you will see this is in the 3-dimensional, and you can say it's in the high dimensional vectors, and it will store data based on the similar which possesses some similarity. Like you can see, this store the data of all the vehicles in the water, or you can say in the seas, like boats, ship, yacht, cruise ship. Okay, so this will mention all of that things in this section, because all of that thing are possesses a similar feature, or you can say these similar categories. Now you can see here all the name of the fruits like bananas, green apples, pears. So if any user perform the query and asking about the pears, then it might be possibility that this vector database will send the data of green apple or bananas, because these three are related to each other. These three possesses the similar features of functionality, because these three are fruits. Now as you can see here, football, you can also take the hockey, cricket, badminton, and anything related to the sports. Okay, so it's a simple picture of the vector database. Now let's understand by the very layman example. So let's suppose your brain is a library, and you are asked a question but you don't know the answer. So what you do? You go to the library, search through books, find the most relevant information, and then use that to write your answer. That exactly what RAG does. Okay, so now let's see. This is the RAG. As I have just told you, RAG is nothing but it's a AI agent with some add-on knowledge feature. This AI agent will access to your knowledge base and they can answer the user query with your database information. Okay, and now you can see the robot like ChatGPT is a good at writing answers, but it may not always remember everything. So it asks a helper, can you fetch the best info about this topic from a big database? And this helper is nothing but it's a vector database. Okay, so this RAG agent will ask to the helper that do you know this information, like as I have just told you, do you know the address of Advait restaurant? Then it will send data to this vector database, and this vector database will see that if the address of that restaurant is mentioned, if that mentioned, then it will send the data back to this RAG, and this will finally show the output. Okay, so it's very simple as that, and you will see why is this helpful and the summary, little bit of summary. Okay, if you want that whole dashboard, or if you want this whole canvas, then I have attached this canvas into the description, so just go and download from there. And now let's come to the RAG setup in n8n. Okay, so now I have just show you these two setup. That is one workflow is basically for uploading PDF to Pinecone vector database, and RAG agent is the final workflow for the RAG setup. Okay, so we'll say you everything. But before getting into the n8n, let's understand all of these nodes, the working of these nodes, and why we are gonna use all of these nodes. Okay, so let me first show it to you this one. Okay, so now as you can see that I have used one trigger node, that is test workflow. So whenever we click on the test workflow, this workflow initiate the process. And now you will see second one is Google Drive. In that Google Drive, I have uploaded my knowledge base. So let me show you my knowledge base that I have created in a PDF format. You can see this is my knowledge base that I have created for my AI automation agency. So as you can see, the company overview, name, website, founded by, okay, location, contact number, everything, mission, core services, founder, resources and learning, everything. So this is basically the knowledge base of my AI automation agency. But if you are building any AI automation or any AI agent, then you can create the knowledge base for your clients. If that clients is from real estate, so you can create a knowledge base where you can mention the FAQs, frequently asked question. You can mention the different prices of their properties. You can mention everything into that database. Okay, so whenever any user perform query and if they ask about any information, then your AI agent can easily able to answer that queries from your knowledge base. Okay, so it's as simple as that. So this is my knowledge base. I will going to use this knowledge base for building the RAG setup. Okay, now let's just cut this, and now this is the main thing. Third node is Pinecone vector store. Now let's see what it will do. So it is the final destination where embeddings will be stored. It expects two input. First is embeddings from OpenAI node. This is the OpenAI node. So this OpenAI node will create embeddings and it will send it to the OpenAI. And this data loader, this one, will send document metadata to this Pinecone vector data store, and this will store the data into this database, that is the Pinecone vector database. Okay, so now let's learn about this default data loader. Okay, so as you can see here, we are using this tool, that is the default data loader for this node Pinecone vector store. And now let's see what this default data loader will do. It accepts the file from Google Drive, prepare it for processing, loads the document content into a structured format and send it to the text splitter. Okay, so it will take the data from the Google Drive and it will structure the data and sends to the text splitter, and this is text splitter that we are going to use. Now let's see what this text splitter will do. This will split large documents into smaller chunks, usually by number or characters. Send those chunks up to the data loader and OpenAI embeddings node. Okay, so this will basically split our larger data into the smaller chunks, and this will send that data into the default data loader and OpenAI for embeddings. Okay, and now let's see the main work of this embeddings. So this will send data into the embeddings in a chunks, and this will convert that chunks into the embeddings. Okay, so for example, if they send this sentence like a cat is on the mat, so this embeddings of OpenAI will convert the data into this numerical format. This one 0.012 minus 0.087. So it's like that. It will change that data into the embeddings, and this is the representation of the embeddings. Okay, and now this both will send data into the Pinecone vector data store, and this will finally store the data into the Pinecone vector database. Now let me show you the Pinecone vector store. Okay, so as you can see, this is the Pinecone database, and I have created one index. So once you sign up into this database platform, you just need to click on the database, go on to the index, and just hit on the create index. Just write any name. Please make sure to click this, choose this text embedding 3s mode, and just hit create index. Once you hit this create index, you will able to see this type of dashboard where you have successfully created the database. Just click on this, and now you will see that those vector database, this one, those vector database, all the data stored in this Pinecone vector data store are finally stored in here. As you can see, these are the data that already stored. Okay, so it basically split the data into these 7 chunks, or you can see these 7 parts. You will see these 7 parts, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and you can also see here that the final output is 7 items. Okay, so it basically splits the data, as I have just told you. In vector database, all the data are stored into the 3-dimensional figure like this one. Okay, so that Pinecone created the 7-dimensional figure, or you can say the 7 dimension, and stored my data into the vector database. So it's as simple as that. Okay, okay, and you will see the final goal of this workflow is to extracting a document from Google Drive, splitting it into smaller parts, generating embeddings using OpenAI, and storing them into a Pinecone vector database. Okay, now let's hover back to our final RAG setup. So this workflow is only meant for converting our knowledge base, that is our PDF, into the vector database. Now let's hover to the main RAG setup that we are going to build in this video, and that is this one. So as you can see, I have created one node, that is when chat message received, and then I have used this AI agent. This node routes the input message to different tools and component, deciding how to respond, takes input from the user, chat message, chat module, memory system, tools, retrieval. Okay, so basically when we receive any queries from the customer, it will send back data to this AI agent, and this will further get the response from all of these tools like the vector store, answer questions, this memory will remember the context of your chats. Okay, so basically it helps the AI maintain context across a conversation. I have told you in the previous video. If you haven't watched that previous video, then please go and watch that video, because all that n8n course video are attached with each other. And this is the OpenAI chat model. So let's see what is this answer question with a vector data store. So this is the RAG tool. This is our main RAG tool. It uses a vector store, a chat model. So whenever we send any query, this will talk to our vector data store, and then this vector data store, this is the vector data store that you can see, and this will fetch all the information that our users are needed from their database, and this will prepare the response, and then this will send it back to this OpenAI chat model. This will prepare the final query with the user query and the response that it get from the Pinecone database, and this will send it back to this AI agent, and this AI agent will finally give a response to the users. Okay, so I hope everything is clear to you till this point. If you have get any issue, then just let me know via comment, or just message me on Discord. I will respond to you. And now we are going to build this 2 workflow step by step, and I will show you all these steps and what are all the setting, what are the changes that you need to do. So just stick with me. Okay, now let's hover back to our n8n account. So let me open this n8n, click on Advair. Okay, so now as you can see, this is the n8n dashboard, and let's click on this Advair project, start from scratch. And now let's build this first one to upload the PDF to the Pinecone. and let's just select the trigger node, that is the trigger manually. And second is the Google Drive, and that Google Drive is for the download of this PDF. Okay, so now let's see Google Drive, and the action would be download file. Okay, let me select the credentials. So now we need to input the credentials here. So in order to create the client ID and client secret, you just need to click on this open docs, and here you can see how you can create the client ID and client secret in order to attach our Google Drive into this n8n. So let's do that step. So let me first check the Google Drive. Yeah, so this is the PDF that I have uploaded in my Google Drive, and now let me go to Google Cloud. So here we can able to create the, so just click on console. Let me put the password. Now from here we are able to create the client ID and client secret. So you just need to do is just go to the API and services, click on credentials, okay, and then just create new credentials, click on OAuth client ID, okay, and just put the web application as application type and just leave it like that. And in this authorized redirect URL, you need to put this URL. Just copy it and paste it here. Add URL, paste it here, okay, and just hit create, okay. And you can also put the URL here, and that URL would be this one. Just put this one, okay, and then hit create. Once you hit the create, you will able to show your client ID and client secret, okay. Then you just need to copy that. So I have already created my client ID and client secret, so I don't need to create it once again. And I just tell you all these steps. If you're still getting any problem, then please refer to this document. In this document you will get to know the step-by-step process, that how to create the client ID and client secret, and you can also find the video explaining all of those steps that you need to take in order to copy your client ID and client secret. So now let me copy my client ID, this one, paste it here, and the client secret is this one, and let me paste it here. Please make sure to never share this client ID and client secret with anyone. Treat this as your password, okay. So please keep this in mind. Now click on sign in with Google, and then just select any ID and just allow. And now you can see my Google Drive is successfully connected with the n8n. Now let me select the file, and this is the file that I have in Google Drive. So just select this and just leave it like that, okay. So now let me test the workflow. Okay, so once you click the test workflow, now you can able to see the file that is our knowledge base, and you can able to download it from here, okay. Now what we need to insert this Pinecone vector store, okay, and that would be for the insert documents. So now let me show it to you how you can do that. So just go here, create Pinecone vector store, and this is for to add documents to our vector store. So just click this insert documents and just choose the Pinecone index. So how you can do this, let me just select create new credentials. Now you need to put the API keys of your Pinecone account. So as I've just told you, you just need to sign up into your Pinecone account. Just create one index, okay, and then just go to the API keys, create one new API keys for n8n. Just give a name, anything that you want to give. Just click on create key, and then you will able to see the API key. Now copy that API key and paste it here, and just hit save, okay. Now when you hit save, you will able to see all the indexes that you have created. So now let me create one more index. I have already created that index, so I don't need to create one more index, but For to show you guys in a very simplest form, let me create one more index. Okay, so now let me create one more index for you. So now let me give the name rack setup, okay, and just choose this text embedding 3 large model, create index, and now you can see the index are successfully created. Now let me back to the index, that you can see these two other index, this one that I have already used, and now this is the new one. Now let me go to the n8n dashboard, and now let me refresh this. Yeah, so as you can see, all the two indexes are appeared here. So we need to click on rack setup. So just click this one, okay, and just type the Pinecone namespace, and that would be rack. Just type rack, just set it like that. Now we need to create the embeddings and then documents. So for embeddings, we are going to using this OpenAI, and for the documents, we will use this default data loader. Okay, so now let's first select this embedding OpenAI. So here you will able to file the embeddings OpenAI. Now you need to type the API keys from the OpenAI. So create new. Just type the Open API keys. So now let me go to my OpenAI. So this is the OpenAI platform.openai.com. Just go to this URL and just click on this API keys. Create new secret n8n rag. Just select the project. Create secret key and just copy this. Again, please don't share this secret key with anyone. Treat it like your password. Okay. So now go back to this API key. Just put it here. Just leave this organization ID and just hit save. Once you hit save, you will able to see these three things. So just click on the small model, and now for the documents, let's select this default data loader. So this will structured our this is structured our PDF into this default loader, and this will send it again to the text splitter. So now let me set this. So type of data is binary. Why binary? Let me just show it to you. As you can see here, our data type is binary. If you select JSON, you will find nothing. If you select table, you will find nothing. So our data created is in binary. So you need to select the binary here. Okay, and just select load all input data, automatically detect by MIME type. Okay, now just select the text splitter, and you just need to select this recursive character text splitter. Don't select this character, don't select this token splitter, just select this recursive text splitter and just leave it like that. Okay, now you can see our workflow is ready, and just name this workflow. Okay, so now I have given the name, that is upload knowledge base to database, and now let me test the workflow. So as you can see here, in this index, the namespace is nothing. You will see nothing is present here. A number of record is 0, browser is 0, matrix is 0, configuration is 0. Now let me run this whole workflow, and now you can able to see how this workflow convert our knowledge base data into the vector database. So now let me test the workflow, and now this converting all the data into the vector database, and now let me wait for the final output. So now as you can see that we are getting the error, and the error is vector dimension 1536 doesn't match the dimension of the index. So now let me fix this. Yeah, so as you can see the dimension is 3072 and we need the dimension that is 1536. So now let me fix this. Let me delete this index. Let me delete this index. Okay, so whenever you get this error, just try to debug that. And if you are not able to debug that error, just go to ChatGPT, take a screenshot of that error, and just go to ChatGPT and write how to fix this error. This will give you a whole explanation that how you can fix that error. So now let me create one more index and just type rag and just select this one. Okay. Okay. So I have already. Okay. Just you need to select this one, that is text embedding 3 small, and the dimension is 1536. So now let's just create the index. And once you create that index, now you just need to hover back to your workflow. Okay, just hit this and select this one that you have just created, that is RAG, and now just try to hit the test workflow, and now this will able to successfully execute our workflow. Now let's see. As you can see, the workflow is successfully executed, and there are 7 items that this vector data store has sent it to our database. And as you can see, when I click into the RAG, you will see one namespace created with the name RAG setup. As you have seen that I have created the name, that is RAG setup. So it will created one namespace, and the number of record is 7. And from here browser you will able to see all the numbers, and from browser you will able to see all the 7 records. Okay, so now we're done with this part, and now let me create the actual RAG agent, which is this one. Okay, so now let me create one, but before heading to the actual RAG setup, first let's save this, and now let's just click plus workflow, and that is from Advair project. Okay, so now first of all let's give the name real RAG setup. Okay, and now let me click the triggered node, and that is on chat message. Just leave it like that. Second is that AI agent. We need to get this AI agent, and let me just set up this AI agent on the trigger node. Okay, and now let me put one chat module, OpenAI chat module, and let's keep it GPT-4o mini. Okay, and now you can see here we also need to include a simple memory and then answer questions with a vector store. Okay, so first let's just add the tool. Okay, so now as you can see, this is the answer question with a vector store node, and just right here call this tool to get information about Aeroflux AI information to answer user questions. Okay, so our knowledge base is named as Aeroflux AI, and we have included all the information of this agency Aeroflux AI. So this AI agent will call this tool if this need any information related to the Aeroflux AI, like if someone asks the location, if someone asks the different services that are offered by this agency, then it will call this answer questions with a vector data store tool. Okay, and now let me add this vector store, and for that we will use the Pinecone vector store. Okay, and now you need to select the index. So just select this index and add option, just give the name, that is RAG setup. Okay, RAG setup. So I hope everything is clear till this point. Okay, so whenever you get the workflow is in very odd structure, then for making it in well structured format, you just need to click here, tidy up, and you will able to see the clean structure of this whole workflow. Okay, now let me just select a store model, store model, and that is OpenAI chat model. Okay, just leave it like that, and now select embedding OpenAI, this one. Okay, and just leave it like that. Okay, now the one thing that we need to do is we just need to give the simple prompt for this AI agent. Okay, so for giving the system prompt, we just need to add options. Click on the add options, type system message, and just leave it like that. If you want to add more prompt, then you can also do that. So I will also be showing you how you can write the exact prompt for this AI agent, so that it will give you the well crafted answer for your queries or for user queries. So now let me first test this RAG agent, that if it's working or not. If it's working, then we will try to incorporate that well crafted AI prompt. If not, then we will try to fix if we get any error. But I'm hopeful that I will not get any error. Okay, so now let me just click on this open chat. Now let me just click hi. Let me see the response. Yeah, hello, how can I assist you today? Okay, so it will answers my query that hello, how can I assist you today? Let me ask some questions related to the knowledge base. Let me see if this AI agent can answer that question or answer that queries. So let me who is the founder of Aeroflux AI? And let me see the response. And now you will see the founder of Aeroflux AI is Advait Vaishnav. Why this AI agent is answering in a very simple sentence? Because I haven't set up the prompt. I have just written that you are a helpful assistant. That's it. And this AI agent can easily able to detect that I need to answer the user queries from the database and I need to prepare this simple answer. That is this one. The founder of Aeroflux AI is Advait Vaishnav. Okay. So for getting some more engaged answers or for getting more well-crafted answer, we need to write the prompt, which I will be going to show you in a moment that how we can write the exact prompt for this AI agent. Okay, now let me ask one more question. What is Aeroflux AI? Now let me wait for the response. And now you'll see this is the answer. Aeroflux AI is a company focused on assisting B2B businesses in scaling more and all the different information. Okay, so now you can able to see that how this RAG agent are able to fetch the information from your knowledge base and answer the user according to your company information. Okay, and now let me show you how you can write the prompt for this AI agent. Okay, so for writing the prompt, just take a screenshot of this whole workflow and just go to your chat GPT and just put this image. I have uploaded this image and let me write one prompt for the chat GPT in order to get that prompt. Hey, I want you. Okay, so now I have just written this simple prompt. You can write it as per your demand, as per your knowledge, as per your requirements. And let's see the prompt. So you are an intelligent. Let me just paste this into my AI agent. So just click on expression and then just keep it, make it large and just write you are an intelligent AI assistant designed to answer users related to an agency. Your primary objective is to provide accurate, helpful, and contextual and relevant response based on the knowledge retrieved from the connected vector store. Okay, and this is the communication style. So let me just paste it here. And this is the example. And this is the final notes. Okay, so now let me put this into this prompt and now let me test again. Now let me see how this AI agent will gonna answer my queries. So now let's open the chat and now let me ask this question again, that what is Aeroflux AI? Now you can see Aeroflux AI is a company that. Okay, so now let me just give it some more prompts. Okay, so now I have written this simple prompt for the chat GPT and now it will create me the prompt which is very funny. The answer style of this AI agent will go into very funny and very witty tone and that is use of the emoji and everything. So now let me just copy this everything and now let me just paste this AI prompt into this AI agent. Okay, so now this is the prompt that I have just put it and now let me test again. So just hit save and just clear this whole prompt and now let me write who is the founder of Aeroflux AI. And now let me wait for the response. And now you will see the response is very different from the response that we are getting previously. We are getting the one paragraph answer that the founder of Aeroflux AI is Advait Besno. Now you can see the answers in very funny and in a very witty way. The mastermind behind Aeroflux AI is none other than Advait Besno. So now you can see how funny output this AI agent have created for me. It just because of the prompt. So now you can able to understand the power of prompting. So by giving some simple prompts like the goal, the communication guidelines, the examples, it's now creating the output which is very engaging and very effective. Okay, and now here you can see the logs from this AI agent. So whenever we perform the queries, it will send data to this AI agent, and then this OpenAI chat model, then this answer question with the vector, and these are all the steps that this AI agent have taken in order to prepare this answer. Now let me ask one more question. What are all the services offered by this agency? And now we got the response. Oh, you want the juicy deets on our services? Grab a snack because here we go. Deed qualification. So now you can see how funny output this AI agent have prepared for me, and you can also do similar prompting for you guys. So now this is it. This is the simple rack setup that I have just showed to you. And now let me hit back to this bonus rack setup, which is very simple rack setup. This is going to be some 4 nodes. This is one node, second node, third node, and fourth node. And this is going to be very simple setup of rack. Here we are not using the vector database, so we can use this rack setup for the small data sets and under 10 PDFs. So basically, if you have a knowledge base and if you are having 10 to 20 PDFs, then you can go with this rack setup. This is again, I am saying this is very simple, and this is for the smallest company or very smallest industry which is have very limited knowledge base. But for with the use of this RAG setup with vector database, you can able to upload the millions, zillions, and the trillions of data into the vector database, and our AI agent will answer any question that user may ask from this AI agent from this vector database. So now let me show you how you can set up this RAG. Okay, so now let's just go to our n8n workflow and just click it here. Now just click on plus workflow Advait, and now just give it a name, that is the basic RAG. Okay, and now let me select the node, and that is on chat. Okay, keep it like here, and now let me just show it to you. OpenAI. Here we don't need to select the AI agent, we are just selecting the OpenAI model directly, and here we need to select message and assistant. Okay, just click on message and assistant and just set up everything from list. Okay, just set up everything here. So basically here you don't need to put anything, you just need to put the ID, and let me show it to you how you can put ID here. So let me just go to the OpenAI platform.openai.com/assistant. So now just type this URL in your Chrome and just hit enter. Once you hit enter, you will able to see this assistant tab, and now what you need to do is you need to create assistant. So just hit on create, and now you can see the new assistant have been created. Now write the name, that is RAG, and now write the system instruction, respond to user queries, and here just click this file search on, and then just upload your knowledge base. So this is my knowledge base, and just attach it, and now leave it like that. And you need to copy this code, or you can say ID. Just copy this ID, go to your n8n workflow and paste this here. ID is assistant. That's it. Okay, now we don't need to put anything here. Now For the source of prompt, you can select define below, and here you can write your prompt that how this OpenAI will going to answer the user query. So now let me copy this, yeah, and just click on expression, expand this whole window. You are an intelligent AI system designed to answer user query related to an agency. Your primary objective is to provide accurate, helpful, and contextual relevant response based on the problem retrieved from the assistant. Okay, so this is our assistant. Yeah, that's it. And now let me just do one more thing. Just type here. Now let me check the information. And now you'll see, got it. Please let me know what specific information. Okay, so now let me do one more thing. If you ask this AI agent any question, this will answer your question. But let me give this AI agent more accurate information that where you need to find the information. So just click it here and just write, here is the user query, and just drag this and drop it here. Okay, and now just hit enter. And for tools, you can use the sorry, don't use any tool. Just for memory, you can use a simple memory. This will remember the context of your chats. So, and if you haven't put this simple memory, then it will unable to remember our previous conversation. So it's important to use this simple memory. And you can see here context window length. So this will remember the 5 responses you have done with the AI agent. And now let me see what's the problem. Everything is working fine. Let me ask one question. What is Aeroflux AI? And let me wait for the response. And now you will see Aeroflux AI is a Aeroflux AI helps B2B business and each and everything. Now you can see this simple annotation we don't need in our output. So for removing this output, we just need to add one simple tool, that is the code tool. So use this code tool and just write a simple code here. Okay, so now as you can see that you just have to take a screenshot of that annotation and just paste it here and just write, I am getting the annotation, please create a code to remove this annotation. And this AI agent will give you the set of code. You just need to copy this code and paste it here, and again just try to that what is Aeroflux AI, and let me wait for the output. And this is the output, and now you can see the annotation has gone because of that code that I have used using the chat GPT. Okay, so if you want that code, then just use chat GPT, just put your screenshot and just highlight the annotation and just type that I'm getting this annotation, please write a code to fix this annotation, and that chat GPT will give you the sort of code. Just need to put it into this code node and you are ready to go. Okay, so this is the answer that I have got from this simple rack setup. Okay, so I'll be going to send you the JSON file of this 2 rack setup that I have just done with the n8n, and this one, this is the rack setup for the complex knowledge bases, and this is for the simple knowledge bases, or you can say the small knowledge bases. You can use this rack setup, and for the big knowledge bases, you can use this rack setup. Okay, so if you want, so I will send you the JSON file of this 2 rack setup in the description. So just go and click on the resource file. You will get the JSON file of this 2 rack setup. Along with that, I will also attach the code that you need to use into this code tool to avoid any annotation mistake into your output. So I hope everything is clear to you. If you are getting any issue, if you are getting any problem, just let me know via the comment box, or just join my Discord server and ask your queries, ask your question that you have. I will respond to you within 24 to 48 hours, and just stay connected with me. I'm going to upload more such valuable and knowledgeable video in this YouTube channel. And thank you so much. Stay connected. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you in the next video.